Hey, so welcome to my first video blog, and today I'm going to start things off with things that really annoy me and probably annoy you too. Like, for instance, you're at a red light. You drive it up, the light turns red, and the car next to you in the next lane, they stop too, but then they sort of inch up a little bit, and then they stop, and then they inch up a little bit more, and then they stop. Now remember, light's red, can't really go anywhere, right? I mean, it just turned red, so you're going to be sitting there for like 3 minutes, tops. So you're sitting there, you're watching them, they just keep moving up, stopping, moving up, stopping. They finally pass that line that you're not supposed to pass at an intersection, that line so the other cars can't technically hit you. They pass that, light's still red. Then finally, when the light turns green, now by law, you're allowed to now move, right? What do? They don't do anything. They just kind of like pause and think about things, contemplate life. I don't try to figure out the quantum physics. I don't know what they do. I guess the light turns green. Maybe I should start driving. So you were in a big hurry to go nowhere when the light turns red. But the minute it goes green, you do nothing. You know those self-checkout areas at Walmart where they have like the little cubicles of scanners and you're supposed to bag your own stuff and everything? Those were designed, invented for people that had not a whole lot of crap with them. Picked up 2 or 3 things, maybe 10, 15 things tops, right? No. But what happens is you have these people with their 2 cartloads of crap that they bought for all their baby daddies, mamas, whatever, cousin, who knows, right? And they're trying to scan and then bag all this crap. Now remember, I'm sure you used these things before. There's no room to like bag stuff. The minute you take a bag off that little weight thing, it freaks out. Thinks you're trying to steal something from Walmart. So how are you going to fit 2 cartloads of crap onto there, right? And then 99% of the time, these people that do this always have an issue with scanning something. There's always a problem. They just can't figure out the new technology, or I don't know what it is. I watched a guy one time literally try to scan an apple. There was no barcode on the apple. It was just a piece of fruit, and he's trying to scan it, and he's having a problem with it. I wonder why. You should have seen this guy. It was like watching a monkey trying to do algebra. It was pointless. So please, for the love of God, okay, if you have a buttload of crap, even a half a cartload of crap, do not go into the self-checkout. Go to the regular checkout line. That's what we've been using that crap for years, okay? That's where you go. If you're like me and you have just a couple things with you, you just went in and out, want to grab something and get out, that's what those are for. Hey, let's talk about job titles. This is a good one. Have you actually looked at the latest job titles that they give people now? They make it so grandiose and so important sounding, even though, not really. For instance, secretary receptionist. Not knocking the job. Very important. Probably can do a lot of things I can't do, like Excel, stuff like that, right? Now, you can't use those terms anymore. Receptionist and secretary, it's taboo. No. It's derogatory. So they changed it to executive assistant. Apparently, that wasn't good enough. So now it's director of first impressions. Aren't we all directors of first impressions? I mean, when I meet someone for the first time, I'm essentially directing the first impression. They are too. You do the same thing. We all do it every single day, probably. Doesn't mean that I should start calling myself a director of first impressions. I'm just a person. If someone were to offer me the job before I knew what a director of first impression was, I'd be like, damn, that's like a 6-figure job. I'm up for that. Cool. Yeah. How about this one? Liberty Tax Service. We all know what they do, right? I mean, they do taxes. So I saw a job posting once for Liberty Tax Service. I kid you not, marketing coordinator. So I'm thinking, well, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it might be a good job. You know what actually a marketing coordinator does for Liberty Tax Service? You know the people that dress up as the Statue of Liberty and dance on the street corner? That is the marketing coordinator for Liberty Tax Service. Marketing coordinator equals me dressing up as the Statue of Liberty, trying to get you to come in and do taxes. Okay? How about this one? Speaking of people that dance out in the street, you know those guys that dance with the signs and twirl and all that stuff? Wouldn't it just make life simple and easy if you were to call them sign twirlers something? We all know what that is, right? I mean, instantly sign twirl, I get it. Those guys that do the twirling on the street corner. No. The new term is director of movement. No shit. Really? We all do that's up there with director of, I could be director of first impressions and movement because I had to move to get to the person to be the director of first impressions. So I'm technically, I'm wearing multiple hats, baby. I'm multitasking. Yeah.